Wireframes. It's another term you hear used a lot in the UX community. What are wireframes? Well, a really easy way to understand is to think about building a house. Before you build a house, you draw blueprints that help you figure out the structure of the house before you build it. Well, before you build a website or application, use wireframes to figure out what the screens will be before you build it. So wireframes are just schematic diagrams or blueprints of the screens. A couple of things to keep in mind about wireframes are you're probably going to produce a lot of them because wireframes are the first time people generally see what is going to be on a screen. They're usually a really good thinking and discussion tool, and you can expect to produce a number of wireframes very quickly. For that reason, you want to keep your initial wireframes pretty simple. Use simple blocks, use placeholder images, use placeholder copy. Just block out what's going to be on each screen. If you're developing more advanced software, dealing with more complex transaction, information-intensive types of experiences, then you may want to use the wireframes in a more complex way. You may want to put a lot more detail into your wireframes. Not only what data will be on the screens and in each module, but actually list out next to your wireframes how the modules are going to behave. When you're developing more complex software, you might see much more complex wireframes. So to recap, wireframes are nothing more than blueprints for the experience that you're going to develop. You can have really simple wireframes to get the conversation going. It can result later in more complex wireframes to document behaviors for your developers.